Hello, all, greetings, namaste. I am coming to you today. My name is Gilles Mansillon, and I am coming to you today to very briefly discuss some of the condition, some energetic and spiritual aspect in relation to the energies that are coming to the planet right now. So I'm just hoping to be able to offer inspiration and guidance in order to explore ideas from a spiritual point of view. Today we are on the very important time portal, which is the 1010. The October 10 is a very important portal, and we are, which is a portal of new beginning, which will be completely anchored, more deeply anchored with this full moon in Aries that will come in a few days, and this energy will be carried on all the way to the 1111 portal, which will very powerfully allow us to integrate new vibration, new higher vibration of crystalline diamond light, and so and all of those energy will be integrated throughout the next few months and will be anchored. The completion anchorage will happen on the solstice, the winter solstice, or the summer solstice in the southern hemisphere of 2016. So those energies, I know for the next 3 months, will mark great change for me personally. I hope for you as well. There is all kinds of good energies that are available, new life, new potential, if we are not held back too long by some old patterns. There is two choices that is potential, that is open to humanity right now, is to continue to follow a linear path in the third dimension, or to open to their multi-dimensional nature. Of course, those messages are more essentially intended to those who are seeking to open to their multi-dimensional nature. An existence. For that is a choice. That is the problem is that we do not know where we're going. When you do action in the outer world, you have a result that is physical, visible. When you do those inner actions, you don't always see the result, yet it is what is needed. There is inner transformation that are happening. That is we have to trust, we have to have faith that there is a plan, and the plan is perfect. So there can be no other way. If we allow ourselves to be transported by those new energies without resistance, we will be led and guided into a new state of being. So it is very important to continue to trust, because the problem with that is in terms of ascension, for many incarnations before, we all came here many times before, whether we have those memory or not, and some of us attempted ascension in those lifetimes, but it wasn't the time, and so it was really difficult, and we failed in that ascension process, because at the time we had to transmute, balance, harmonize 100% of our karma. But now the ascension is on a collective level, because it is destined to happen on a collective level. Only 51% of the karma has to be balanced and clear in order to achieve the communication with our eternal soul. For that is really what we are seeking when we are seeking to become multidimensional, is to reintegrate those part of ourselves, those eternal part of ourselves. And for that we have guides, angels, and eventually this higher part of ourselves is to align our will with the will of love, power, and wisdom, that is the will of divinity. And when our will and the will of God come together and are aligned, there is a higher supreme energy of light that is come from the fusion, from the harmonization of the two will. Of course, we cannot always be within the highest love, although this divine part of ourselves is always within this energy, but we're not expected. We are expected to come in alignment as much as we can, and most of the work is done by the spirit. And as we allow that to happen, we are awakening quantum part of our DNA, quantum part of ourself, and this is happening by memories that may flash into our mind, vision, situation, people. It could be all kinds of things that comes into our consciousness that we are not clear about. Those people are connected to either our past or our future. But we cannot make sense in a linear way of what comes to us through the higher vision, because it is a non-temporal experience. It is beyond time, yet it is connected to the timeline we have chosen. And essentially, there's all kinds of timelines. Every time we make a choice, we shift from one timeline to another timeline. But when I said in another video that there is only one timeline that is relevant, is because this lifetime is an opportunity to choose a timeline that brings us to our salvation, to our joy, to our eternal freedom from the limitation of physical matter. And so this is what is given by the universe. Well, I hope you enjoyed those times. It is if there is a sense what is needed in order to achieve everything, not just ascension, is focus. Focus attention, because wherever our focus is where our energy will flow, and when we focus long enough, our attention is not distracted by anything, and we can focus on this ascension process, on God, on Source, on a higher light, on anything that, or even on physical projects. Those things will, by bringing them into our focus, we are able to see where they are. Because as we align with any sort of focus, if we are allowing ourselves to receive a reflective vision of whatever it is, we'll know where we stand, we'll know where we're going. And so it's about being really attuned to everything that happens around us and within us, and the more we become conscious, the more we know that we are being supported by invisible forces, and we are seeking what we are what we're seeking. What we'll find is ourselves. There is only, in essence, in terms of the whole. In essence, there is only you and God. There is no one else here. For there is one being under God. We are all that essential. We are the focal point of creation, because the divinity in this part of the universe, on the earth, is somewhat dependent on our ability to become a free conduit for spirit, for allowing that divinity to become more part of our life, in order to become more in synchronicity with all the potential that life is giving to us and will continue to give us. So as we continue to keep our focus into what we want, or into the love, the joy, the happiness, the whatever brings us joy, what brings us pleasure, we want to tune to that, not necessarily instant gratification, but more long-term knowing what our soul really wants, what our deep desire are, and to know that no matter what anybody says outside of you, if you have a deep desire, this is what you came here for, is to investigate the potential of living that experience that comes from deep within yourself. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm gonna pull a card for the day. And let's see what spirit would. Usually they kind of confirm whatever I'm saying, but. Yeah, it is about trust. So we have the card of trust for today. It is very. The more we trust, the more we allow, the more we also we have to exercise some courage to let go of the old conditioning, not to repeat the old patterns. For those things are sticking to us, but those great portals of ascension have helped us to liberate, to let go. It is so much easier now to just brush something aside that before was kind of stuck to us. And we all have those little things to overcome in order to traverse to the other side. But one day at a time, we have to be patient and perseverant, and to not let go of that of the desire to discover a transcendental state of being, in order to reintegrate within your consciousness those aspects of the soul that the earth needs, and that we all need to create a civilization of enlightened being on this planet. And soon we'll see that all the linear paths will. There is still a lot of people that are stuck in linear paths, but we're gonna be able to shift this whole reality from one of brutality, violence, and fear to one of inclusion, love, and compassion, and so we will be moving towards something that is wanted, rather than following some kind of illusionary power dream that some people are still playing at on this world. Well, thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.